3, 2, and 1. Welcome everybody to the Mind, Body, and Soul television show. I am your host, Coach Steve Toth, and we are going live right now, streaming on YouTube Live, as well as ConsolutionMedia.com, and on Hangouts as well, Google Hangouts. And we have a fantastic guest with us this evening, and her name is Sarah Pinhead. She's an author and also an energy healer, and she's joining us from the beautiful North Carolina. Welcome to the show, Sarah.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Good to have you on the network. And so if I took away, well, before I even say that, I just want to let everybody know that our theme for this evening is how to transcend humanity with healing power. And she's an energy healer, so she's going to be able to give us some healing power right on the show, which I'm sure we can all use. And so if I take away your titles, if I was able to strip away the author, the energy healer, and any other titles anybody has ever asked you or actually called you, what would be left, Sarah? Who is really Sarah Pinhead?
Well, I know that I've always been someone that's really caring, nurturing. I had a time in my life where I had to reconnect to my center, to my heart, and work on my self-awareness of who I was becoming and unconditional love for myself. But I had always had that. I remember at a time when I was younger, and I'd always loved being creative. Colors, rainbow colors, any color I could grab, get my hands on when I was young. I would love opening up a pack of Crayola crayons and finding out which new colors were in there and then just trying them out on different pages. So I'm definitely an artist as well. And someone that just really cares about people and wants to do good in the world. So that's
awesome.
Sarah Pinhead.
Awesome. So just give us the short version of the Sarah Pinhead story. Like, how did you get to where you are today?
Sure, yeah.
What did you go through?
I after college, I was kind of searching for what I wanted to do life purpose-wise, and I had this feeling that I wanted to work with people and I wanted to help them. So I immediately kind of gravitated towards the medical field and thought about nursing, put myself through a class and realized that I didn't feel like that was really right for me. So I was a little frustrated, and during that time, I then decided to work at nonprofits, and that was wonderful. Great organizations with wonderful missions, helping people internationally and nationally. But I still felt kind of empty inside, and I started actually a healing crisis. I had a health crisis in my mid-20s where a lot of things were going wrong in my body, and I had no energy, and I was not feeling well, and I went from doctor to doctor to specialist, and nobody was able to really diagnose me. And I felt really alone on that healing journey because I thought, well, I watch ER and I've watched House, and usually, they can figure it out at some point. But to me, it was kind of like, you just, what next? So I started kind of doing my own research at home and becoming my own advocate and finding that there were alternatives out there. There were alternative healing modalities. There were other things people did to try to find their healing and walk their healing journey. And so I began mine. And after I was able to get better and help myself, I decided this is what I want to do. I want to help other people. I want to help other people that might feel lost, don't know what their life purpose is, or feeling that they're not getting the support they need, and they're feeling that there's more they need to do, or there's more healing they need to do. I want to help them do that. So that's what's brought me to where I am today.
Oh, fantastic. So how do you practice energy healing?
How do I craft it?
No, how do you practice it? Yeah.
Practice it.
What does that look like?
Sure. I'm actually a Healing Touch practitioner apprentice in the Healing Touch program. And that program was started in the 1980s by a nurse named Janet Menken out of Colorado. And she realized that when she had seen patients in rooms with doctors that they were working on diagnosing, that she could see colors and she could see other energies in the rooms and would know before the doctors knew that where maybe the patient was having pain or they're having issues. So she began her own kind of, search for what could she do with that to help people. And so she put together the Healing Touch program, which is a wonderful nationally accredited healing program that works with the therapeutic touch. And we help restore people's energy fields and help them find balance by moving congested energy or energy that might be stuck. and we help them on the physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual fields as well. So we hit all those. So a lot of clients sometimes will come in, they're having a lot of grief or they're feeling stress. So we can help move that energy or help actually at least bringing it to the surface, and then the client's body is what directs us with the healing. So it's all self-healing. So whatever the client's ready to heal or to work on or to release, that'll be released during a session. But it's wonderful work. It's heart-centered, and I love doing it. I've learned so much too.
So in this process, are you connected to universal energy?
I believe that I am. I've had a lot of clients. A lot of clients will tell me during sessions that they thought somebody else could feel that there was wind moving or something, and everyone kind of experiences energy differently. And I'll have clients that'll come in that, you know, just want to have a session to see how it goes, and I'll have other clients that want sessions because they know what I need to work on. So it's really, really amazing. I also have gifts in the intuitive and empath realms where I see impressions or pictures from sometimes during sessions, and I also can feel and take on other people's emotions. So if I see that maybe, you know, this client had an argument with Uncle Garrett last year and they didn't cope well from it and they're still upset about it, I might be able to see that picture in their field. And then sometimes, depending on if I feel like it's right or ready for that client, I'll talk to them about it. And a lot of times, I mean, 9 out of 10, they're like, yeah, that did happen, and it did upset me. Well, it's stuck in your energy field. So what I love doing is then we talk about it, bring it to the awareness, and then work with the client to help them maybe get that moving or realizing, you know, that energy is stuck in the field, and we can get rid of it so that doesn't cause any more, you know, wreak any havoc at least.
Interesting. So you must believe then that all the negativity that people take on,
Mm-hmm.
including things like fear, things like resentment, things like being angry, all of these ways of being, actually energy fields in the body, and we have the power to make ourselves sick.
We do. And it's kind of ironic because the last specialist I had seen in my healing journey had finally said to me, you don't have this, you don't have that, you've been tested, you're healthy as a horse, but you don't seem like it, so it must be all in your head. And I was highly, highly offended by that at the time. And I went home and cried my eyes out. And I'm like, I'm just trying to find somebody to help me, and nobody understands. I can't believe, you know, I'm feeling this way. And then it's, you know, years later, it rings a bell. It's like, you know, and when I see clients too, that'll say, you know, I have this pain here and this is going on here in my body. And then I'll check their fields. I will get impressions, or they'll tell me even something, and I'll see it in their body. I'll see where that energy is stuck because they're holding on, or they're harboring stress, or they're harboring the anxiety, or they didn't grieve well, you know. And that's, I mean, we're only human, like, you know, things are going to happen day to day. That's why we're here, I believe, to learn and to go through life and to have and face challenges. And you know, if we're at a job that we don't love, and it's really upsetting to us, there might be, you know, issues in the energy field that happen. And then eventually, if you don't deal with those or have any type of outlet for them, or expel them from the body, they sometimes result in, you know, physical pains and other problems. And you know, it's time and time again. I see clients like that. I see the same patterns, and it's like, you know, and then just opening them up to what energy work can do and different modalities, how that can help them. It's just amazing, and it's eye-opening for them, and it helps them realize and become more self-aware. It actually surprises me every time I get a client that'll tell me they've just never been in touch with their emotions. And I think, wow, because that's so not how I am, but that also causes a lot of problems sometimes, you know.
Yeah, this keeps coming up, you know, recently on our shows. It's becoming a repetitive theme. We keep talking about emotions. So because it's keep coming up, I'm making the connection, perhaps, that the reason why we keep talking about it is because this is the next thing in humanity's evolution, is that we need to master, or we are going to master, how to deal with our emotions and how to manage our emotions. Do you think that might be true?
I definitely believe that. I see, especially discovering in my later years that I'm an empath. I mean, knowing how I would feel, basically an empath is somebody that can take on other people's emotions. So I could be in the grocery line at the grocery store, and somebody in front of me is really angry, but they seem like they smile at me. But but I will feel that they're angry, and I'll start feeling angry. And I noticed that I have children, and I noticed that even in children, how much they can absorb and how much they act out how their parents are feeling or how adults around them are feeling. Especially they always act up, when you're having a bad day. Well, there's a reason for that. That's the energy that's getting put out there. So it's fascinating. And I think there's more and more people being born with the gift of, being an empath or, and other gifts, of course. And it's going to be helping evolve us, to that next level and helping awaken people to the reality of like, be careful what you wish for, be careful what you feel. And, because those things can be just like daggers,
Yeah, that stuff that's in our head that we keep repeating over and over and over every day is becoming reality, isn't it?
Right.
Can you feel, because this is an epidemic, can you feel cancer in people's bodies?
I don't typically, I'm still kind of practicing a lot of that, but when I was working at a clinic in Illinois, we were working at a great clinic at Alexian Brothers Hospital, and we saw a lot of patients that either were in remission from cancer or did have cancer. And for some reason, it seemed like a lot of those people that I'd work on the day before or the few hours before, I would have feelings, certain body feelings. And that's part of also being an empath. But I'd feel maybe sick in a certain area of my body. And I'd say, okay, is this me or is this somebody else? And a lot of times it would end up, I'd go to that night to work on, the community, and somebody would come in with that exact issue. So my body sometimes talks to me through feeling, illness or feeling even hot flashes for maybe some woman that had, a hormonal based cancer. But I don't really see that yet. And I don't know if that will be a gift for me, but I do definitely feel, but I do see impressions or images of people having either bad emotions or anxiety, or I feel anxiety sometimes in clients. And then that tells me, because a lot of times people aren't in touch with their emotions. So by having these gifts that I have, I can kind of get them a little bit more in touch with themselves by saying, I felt a lot of anxiety in your heart center, in your chakra there. And I don't know if there's, been something going on. And again, 9 times out of 10, they're like, yeah, I've had a lot of stress going on lately and I'm feeling anxiety, but they won't maybe tell you that coming through the door. So it's just fascinating.
So yeah, it has to be. How do you protect yourself from all these energies?
What I do is I always, healing touches are really great. I mean, they teach you kind of how to ground yourself and then how to release from fields. So after you're done working on a client, you're definitely going to release. What I do is I had learned in my schools that I had taken in Illinois at a place called Envision. It was a psychic development center and taught people how to meditate. It was the first place I did energy healing work at. And they actually taught us how to protect ourselves and how to ground out other people's energies. And it's really just, a lot of it's real simple, just saying hello, just saying, is this my energy or is this somebody else's? And then you can feel if it's like somebody else's. And just, even if you don't even know the answer to that, just asking it to go and asking it to be grounded out. So we use a grounding cord, connecting us to the earth and then, to the spirit, and help do that. But there are different techniques for protection that people use. I try out a few different ones. A lot of times protecting yourself kind of like in a white bubble or a silver bubble will help too, so that you don't take everything on that you're working on with the client. So
gotcha. So I'm always the guinea pig on this network. So what are you feeling from me? This is just for our viewers.
Oh. Well, I think it's interesting that I think we had some connection issues earlier, before we were talking tonight. So I feel like there's a little bit of probably like, you've been busy and scrambling, like there's just been a lot going on. So
that is right on.
But I do feel like there's a big, you do have like, I kind of see like a really big heart center too. Like you just have like this big expansive like fourth chakra as well. So you're just somebody that, and your 5th is really balanced, but it's probably what you do with your career, so you're in media and you like talking to people, you interview people. So you have very strong centers there with the 5th and the 4th chakras. So.
Well, I stay calm. I somehow learned how to stay calm, even with all the stuff going on and I got all this stuff to do. Because I know if I don't stay calm, then it all falls apart. So
right.
So I have to, like, the foundation of all of this is, because I talked to you on the phone twice, and then
right.
what we experience is gibberish, and I'm going like, okay. And then I laugh it off, you know. I mean, if we can't get the phone to work, what's next, you know?
Right.
But I'm not concerned because we've done so many of these things. You know, we've done, you know, well over 15,000 shows, and there's always a way. And we teach this on the network, and a lot of people that come on the network teach this to the viewers, is that if you want something to occur and you commit it, it will occur. Don't give up. And this is what I say to people. I don't know how much you believe in this, is that the only difference really between me and a lot of people is that I just don't give up.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
Whatever happens, you know, I just know to stay the course, because I believe in the course. And you probably that way as well. You don't give up on people. You don't give up on patients, right? You know that there's a way.
I didn't give up on you tonight too. And you're like, I don't know if your computer's going to take it. I'm like, oh no, I got this. I'm good. I got this. And it worked out. So see, yeah, you're right. You're right with me too. So.
Okay, good. All right, awesome. All right, so let's talk a little bit about you're also an author. Have you written several books? What have you written?
During the time that I was having kind of my healing crisis in like 2005, 2006, I started a novel called Coco's Gift. And I really was passionate about writing. It's a historical fiction piece based on a young girl that is a Native American in the 1800s. And then her tribe is invaded and she's left pretty much to die. And she's a young child. And how she actually survives and how she lives in the world and walks her path and trying to find out who she needs to be and how she can identify with the people around her, since her whole, you know, tribe and her family are gone. So that's my first book that I started working on, and I put it aside for a little bit of time. I kind of got distracted, then met my husband, got married, had kids, and then I picked it back up when I had my first child and I became a stay-at-home mom, and I worked on it during nap time, and after, I think it's probably close to 400 pages, you know, later I finished it. But at the same time, another idea had popped up, and I started working on a comic book called Chakrula, and she's a super healer that works with the energy field and the chakras to help heal people in society. So she saves people that are victims of, you know, victims that are, you know, that in situations that where there's victims, but also she doesn't just like kick butt or fight. She will take the person that's maybe making bad choices and change them and help heal them so that they can be centered again and grounded and be good people in society.
Really cool. That's really cool. This is a very...
I happen to have it right here.
Oh,
so that's
this is really upcoming, and it's very popular right now.
Yeah. I have eight stories. That was the first one I released, was actually the last one, but I want to go back and to publish then the series 1 through 7, but I just haven't picked that back up because I've been busy with the energy. So I was writing about energy, and then I decided I want to get out in the field and actually do the work. So that's when I started joining the Healing Touch program, and I'm actually going to be taking Reiki soon as well. So I've been busy kind of doing that, and I put the writing a little bit to the side. But both the comic book and the novel were published in 2013 on Amazon, so I self-published them.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Actually, I feel that, and you call her Chakrila?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Actually, I feel, I mean, what's coming to me right now is that's connected to your work. I mean, it's
totally.
It's a way to put it in front of people, you know, and have it to be entertaining, and at the same time, as a byproduct of it, have them heal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I also thought my idea for it at the time was, I thought, you know, I used to work at an arcade and I saw the video games, and, you know, there'd be certain ratings on games because they're so violent and these kids would want to come in and play them. And I'm like, now that I have my own children, I'm like, I just feel like there needs to be more positive messages, positive superheroes, positive role models out there that kids can identify with and grow up with, you know, instead of these, you know, sometimes even in the movies, you know, there's just a lot of violence, and I don't like scary movies.
Yeah, and there's too much killings going on.
Yeah, I don't watch scary movies. It's, you know, I don't watch the news even at night because I have bad dreams, you know. But so I wanted to create a character like that.
I just disconnected my TV. So guess what?
Oh, did you?
Yeah. No more TV for this kid, because I wasn't watching it anyway. So what's the sense of, you know, I was paying like, I don't know, $125 for digital TV. I don't need it. I don't watch it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, see, you're making TV, so that's kind of was my always thing. When I was younger, I was like, I'd rather write books or write stories than read the stories. Now, but I have read a lot of great books, that have helped me on my journey. But I decided I got to a point where I'm like, I'm ready to write about this stuff, like you said, and then now I just want to get out there and do the work. So yeah, Chakrula actually does incorporate a lot of kind of what I do, with clients or what I experience. I don't call myself a superhero, but a lot of the techniques and the things I've learned is written in there. And it's interesting that I had written that before I started doing the work, and it just kind of all aligned. So it's wonderful. It's beautiful. I love it.
It's fantastic. So you must be really also into colors. Obviously, you said that about yourself at the beginning of the show. I love colors as well, and I know that colors have a lot of meanings in our lives, including our spiritual and emotional lives. So could we talk about that just a little bit? So for example, this shirt that I have on. So how do you explain this color in terms of its energy?
Well, I noticed for me that when I was doing a lot of my healing work, I was attracted to bright colors or really light colors. Before that, when I was feeling kind of down and not so confident with myself and kind of conditionally loved myself, I was attracted to more murky colors, more dark colors, black a lot of times, brown, which is fine. They're nice, but I noticed that since I've been doing the healing work, I just love bright colors, whether they're in fashion or not. They're my fashion. You know what I mean? So with you, I would think that's an appropriate color. It says a lot to me about your personality and who you are as your spirit too, that you have a bright color on. I think if you were dressed in all black and you were telling me that you were really connected in your spirit, I would honestly probably maybe think, I wonder, I'd like to do a distance session on you and really see how you're shining. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Yeah, fantastic. Yeah, I love bright colors as well. I think I only have one black shirt and I never wear it. So there you have it. So that's fantastic.
Yeah.
So so I mean, look at just your surroundings. I mean, you have some beautiful colors right around here right now. Look at what you have in your neck. Your necklace is probably
I love this color.
Beautiful color. Yeah. Beautiful.
Yeah. Thank you.
So I'm also curious in terms of what is in the future of Sarah. What are you creating? What are you building? Like how do you see yourself expand and trying on things that takes guts? Because you're very gutsy. You're very gutsy.
Yeah. I've been told that a few times. So, but I used to be more, I would doubt myself. So I have that as a front, but I'm practicing more, being even more gutsy. And, I want to maybe do some speaking engagements in the future, especially also working with children or people that are young, and just because I had been through a time period where I just felt kind of lost and, disconnected. And I had seen how I'd gone from, doing really well in school to then dropping off and being depressed and wearing black all the time and, losing friends that I had and how everything in my environment shifted when my mindset shifted. So I want to teach that. And what I learned during my healing, like I said, I want to teach that to people some way that it can be beneficial for them and help them heal as well and help them realize things. I mean, I know everyone needs to go through what they need to go through, and nobody's perfect. I'm not perfect, but if somebody is looking for assistance or looking for some alternative means because they're not finding it yet, I'd love to be that person to maybe open their eyes, and if I can even get one person to connect with me, I'm so grateful. I feel like I've done my job. So it's so fulfilling. This is definitely my life purpose, the energy work, the gifts, using the gifts that I have from spirit to help, clients and to help people, see what's really going on. And it also helps me too. It balances and restores my energy field, doing energy work. And then once my young children are in school, I hope to do even more of the work, and so I see that opening up. But probably just more workshops and speaking, I would like to incorporate into Color My Spirit. And then again, some more releases of Chakrula. I also would love to see Chakrula on the big screen one day. So that's a little dream,
Sounds fantastic. Yeah. I mean, that's really cool. So,
Yeah.
well, our time is probably coming to a quick end here.
Okay.
This is really what happens on this network. Time disappears because we're in the present moment, and
Mm-hmm.
that's what we're displaying mostly on the network. Is that time doesn't really exist. It's just a figment of our imagination.
Mm-hmm.
Um, although the only reason I really keep time is so that I can do the shows. But other than that, I really wouldn't have any use for it. Which I'm
Mm-hmm.
finding that's how animals are. Animals have no use for time. They don't
Mm-hmm.
care. They don't
Mm-hmm.
care what time it
Mm-hmm.
is.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
and and
Unless it's
so
your family dog and it's dinner time. I've noticed that we have a dog,
oh
so it's like, oh, that
well
dog
yeah I
knows
mean
when it's dinner time. You know what I
yeah
mean?
because
But I know
we
what you
teach
mean.
that to them. They
That's
sense
true.
when it's dinner. Yeah, right. But it's not they're not looking at the watch. They just have
No.
a
Yeah.
sense for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so you've been absolutely fantastic. I love your energy.
Thank you.
I love, how positive you are, and how you help humanity every day. I'm sure you're touching people every day. And
Mm-hmm.
our theme was how to transcend humanity with healing power. Um, well, we have a lot of work to do.
Yeah. You do.
And I'm sure you know that because
Yes.
I started this network, 12 years ago. And
Oh wow.
um, what's interesting, and I'm not at all disappointed. I'm understanding more and more these days that what I must do, and what you must do, is we're just gonna keep doing it without any
Mm-hmm.
expectations about
Mm-hmm.
how quickly people should transform or transcend,
Mm-hmm.
or become conscious, because we don't have that kind of control. It's
No.
up to every individual um, to come to their own senses whenever they are ready. Because
Right.
it's the
That's
way it
so
was for
right.
me. I
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I you know I didn't become conscious early on in life, so I had to go through a lot of trials and tribulations.
Uh-huh.
but
Yeah.
I'm here, and I'm still working on it every day. It's not
Mm-hmm.
something that there's no destination. I don't feel the entire life experience for me is just how fully we can experience our lives, and that means how open can we be, and
Mm-hmm.
how much are we willing to risk without fear. How's that one?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I mean,
Do you have fear, Sarah?
oh yeah. I mean, like I said,
Yeah.
I'm not perfect. I have fear. I have worries. And that you have to kind of get over that, especially doing energy work. Sometimes people think you're just perfect, but it's like, no, I'm still human. I still, exist, and I still have feelings, and I still have lots of different feelings. But if we can just get ourselves centered and grounded and back to center, then that's helpful. But it's healthy to have those emotions. It's healthy to have fear and anger. We need to have that. If we keep it inside, that's what wreaks havoc on the body, and causes issues, I believe. So we need to experience all that. It's like experiencing a rainbow of emotions. We need to be healthy with doing that, but then be in control of it at the end of the day, and try to cope well with it. That's what I like to tell my clients, how we cope. So.
Awesome. Very good. All right. So thank you very much, Sarah, for being on the network. You've been absolutely wonderful. We appreciate you doing what you do in the world. Keep doing it. We're going to keep doing it. Hopefully you'll be back on the network in the near future. Have a
Yeah.
fantastic evening. And for
Thank
everybody
you.
else out there that's been watching live or going to be watching the replay, if there's anything that Sarah said this evening that touched, moved, and inspired you, please go to her website, which is
www.colormyspirit.com.
there you go. And also keep watching this show and all the other shows that we have several thousand shows on YouTube. Keep watching them. The more you watch them every month, the more they raise up to the top 10 every month. If they get to the top 10, we have the possibility of having them go to public television, which is only just 100 million eyeballs. Thank you so much, Sarah. Everybody else, have a great evening. Have a good weekend. Enjoy yourselves, and we'll see you back here on the network next week. Have a good night.
Thanks. Goodbye. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.